A 9-member anti-pornography team to prevent use or distribution of pornographic material in the country. Ethics Minister Simon Lokodo said the government would spend 2 billion Uganda shillings each year to fund the activities of the committee, which was inaugurated in Kampala on Monday. According to Lokodo, the team will have a dedicated technical staff of between 30 and 40 people. But to get a better understanding of what this is, we will definitely be speaking to Solomon Serwanja in a bit. Let's just take a look at what the minister said first.
The government of Uganda has honored my request and has approved funds to establish the Pornography Control Committee. Pornography Control Committee has been inaugurated, operationalized, and I've just concluded the ceremony a few minutes ago. Now, with the coming into place of the Pornography Control Committee, I'm very optimistic that we shall combat this graft and we shall address effectively and efficiently the challenge of pornography now. This committee will have the following functions. 1, to take all necessary measures to ensure early detection and prohibition of pornography. 2, ensure that the perpetrators of pornography are apprehended and prosecuted according to law. 3, to collect and destroy pornographic objects or materials with the assistance of the police, of course.
All right, let's now speak to our correspondent joining us live from Kampala, Uganda, for more details on that latest situation or a story from Uganda. Solomon Serwanja, very good afternoon to you. A pornography committee with a technical team of 30 to 40 people. What really are Ugandans saying about this?
Well, I tell you, it's mixed reactions. Some of them saying that it's okay, they'll manage the morals of Ugandans. Others are questioning whether we have our priorities right. Think about it, Wandera. 2 billion shillings will be given to the 9-member committee to prevent and detect pornography. Matter of fact, they will be entitled to checking gadgets, say your computer or your phone, or even enter into your house if they think that you have any pornographic content, so that they are able to prevent you from watching pornography. Well, a section of Ugandans think that government is taking itself in people's bedrooms or people's private life. Private lives, other people are saying that it's a responsibility of government to manage the very morals of this country. And many people here are debating whether we are really getting our priorities right with the challenges that we have in the education sector, in the health sector, so to speak. I'm standing at Parliament, Wandera, and I just wanted to pick some thoughts from some members of Parliament on the money that has been given to this committee, but also on the establishment of this committee. Are we really increasing the budget for public administration? Think about this committee, 9-member committee with 30 to 40 people will be just managing pornographic content, and they'll be given 2 billion shillings. Now, whichever way you think or feel about it, it is already done. This committee was officially launched by the Ethics Minister, Father Simon Lokodo, on Monday, and therefore will take work and will start work effectively, and they will be actually starting their meetings so soon, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. But let's pick some thoughts from some members of Parliament here now. Joining us this afternoon is Honorable Nambeshe John Patrick. Just join us, just to tell us a little bit how he thinks about this. You allocated 2 billion shillings of the taxpayers' money to a committee to look into moral issues, so to speak, prevent pornographic content from getting into people's phones and also computers. Is it worth it, Honorable?
Given the very skyrocketing levels of moral decadence in Uganda, I'm 100% supportive of this committee being constituted, although I may have some reservations on its performance at the end of the assessment. Because what I've seen is that a number of committees are facilitated heavily like that in Uganda. For time immemorial, they do not report back. But this one must be an action-packed committee. We expect it to be results-oriented. You know, the moral fabric of our people, especially this generation, the youngsters, has degenerated severely. And we need some attempt by government, this I salute it, to nip it in the bud. And by the way, it's not possible, given the advancement of technology, for this committee to put a full stop on gadgets like phones, on gadgets like the modern day technological equipments to receive this pornography. But I know they will make an attempt to go to schools, to go to places where movies are shown. You know, our people are consuming a lot of pornography.
Is this that our priority as a country right now?
Well, you'd just wish it away. But it has to be, because anything touching the morals, if it were that this house of lawmakers, legislators, would pick it from God, who is a lawmaker, who was, of course, made the 10 Commandments, which we honor in breach, as a house would emulate God to ensure that there is a law in place, a serious one, and we give it priority to ensure that we have a morally armament to rearm ourselves with the morals which have actually disappeared mysteriously. So in a way, I'm supporting it. It must be given priority as one of the factors that will help the society to come to grips with morality.
Shouldn't that have been left to, for example, the church, parents and, moral leaders, rather than putting government into it? We're going to be spending 2 billion shillings over taxpayers' money for committees who are going to be just looking into, is so-and-so watching pornography? Are you seeing anything pornographic? Are you publishing anything pornographic? Shouldn't that have been left to at least to the clergy?
The clergy, indeed, the institution of religious bodies would have been the right one in Uganda. And if it were doing its work at all, then it would not be having the Ministry of Ethics, Integrity, and the national guidance. But because they have failed, and indeed the church has no moral authority at all the religious bodies, given the way they conduct themselves in very unethical, very unreligious manner, they have no moral authority actually to champion the cause of moral rearmament of our society. So I would salute the ministry that they have set aside part of their budget. They have not encroached on the taxpayers, other taxpayers, or other sectors' money. But this is part of the budget which was allocated to them, the 2017-2018. So far, so good, because in the past they had not attempted to do this.
Honorable Navesha, thank you so much. That's all the time we had for you. All right, so you've just heard it from one of the members of parliament here supporting the committee. Many Ugandans are asking, are we getting our priorities right? Are we giving 2 billion shillings to this committee? First of all, I know that there is the Anti-Pornographic Act 2014, the Anti-Homosexuality Act 2014, from which the committee will be operating now. Akisa, it's going to be, the committee will have the mandate or the powers to prevent and detect any pornographic content. If you are found to be selling